NATO's dormant nation. It's a new one I have to practice.
Bijeen. XR Justice Now. VD Amok. En Stichting VIA. And before I forget, I want to give a very, very large thank you to the wonderful folks of Theaterstraat who organized the stage and are always down to make protests happen. Let them hear your appreciation. I said warm welcome, but I could have said hot welcome. It is very, very hot today. Please do take care of each other very well. Het is heel erg warm vandaag.
Our organization is the International League of People's Struggle, which is the biggest anti-imperialist organization resisting US-led war across the world. As you know, I am from Pakistan. Nobody can be a better witness to what US militarism and NATO has done to the people of my country, the people of Afghanistan, to the people of Iraq, and today the bombing of Iran once again very clearly shows the extremely brutal nature of US imperialism and its allies and NATO. I would like to say this, that the bombing of Iran today was a way of telling that butcher, that genocidal maniac, Netanyahu, that he can keep on destroying the Middle East, he can keep on continuing his genocidal war against the people of Palestine, of Iran, of Syria, and again, the bombing.
It's the longest speech. We have more. And the other from Gaza to Iran, power to the people. Now find these two banners and please arrange yourself between them.
So what are you feeling about it? Like, do you agree with this proposal about the 800 billion euro that she's proposing?
Yes. Before that, this proposal also came from the European Union with the Rearm Europe initiative, which aims to increase every European Union's country's military spending more than 2% of their GDP. Of course, we are here against the NATO summit that will happen in the 24th, 25th of June in this city, so-called City of Justice. And from here, all over the Europe and all over the world, organizers and organizations nations gathered to say that we don't want NATO, and NATO is the reason of the wars and the plunders and the imperialist occupations in the Middle East, in Asia, and in Africa. So basically this is the reaction to the society, reaction to the people against the European governments, the American government, and their so-called Organization for Peace, NATO.
Okay, I have another question. Do you think like this plan will have a negative impact on EU countries? For example, like people's daily lives, such as debt, financial pressure, and less well-being, like other social costs.
100%, not only for the people of Europe and North America, but all over the world. It's going to have a huge impact on the people because with military spending, in terms of austerity, yes, the people will be hurt, but that military spending is going to produce more weapons, more bombs. And who is going to face those bombs? It is people like us. I am from Pakistan, and right next to me is Afghanistan and Iran. These countries have already been bombed. Today, the Americans went and tried to destroy the nuclear plants that Iran has. What is this? What are they doing? They have hundreds and thousands of nuclear bombs. Why are they not denuclearizing themselves first? They have no right. It's against international law. And the whole point of this is actually to take people's attention away from what is happening in occupied Palestine. Millions and millions of people are suffering in Palestine, and they are waging war in our region. And like Afghanistan, 20 years of occupation, Iraq, Libya, Syria, it goes on. And this is what NATO does.
Okay, yes, it's true. And what do you think about like the future? What will going to happen as Trump has selected as a president? So how do you visualize the future?
The people need to stand up, rise up, continue rising up, and the people need to continue rising up to make our will heard and to make our demands met. No change is going to happen without the people's fighting back. And that's the key message of today. We know it's not going to happen because NATO and the nations in it are going to change on their own. It's not going to happen because Trump decides that he wants to take a different tack. It'll only happen because the people continue to fight for the direction in the world that we want. And what we want is a world with justice, with economic justice, with sovereignty of nations that are not under the thumb of U.S. imperialism or the imperialism of any nation.
Thank you. Yeah, your name and where you from?
So my name's Tom, I come from Luxembourg, and me and my organisation came to The Hague yesterday for the Counter Summit, and today we're taking to the streets to protest against the current 5% NATO norm.
Okay. So in March, European Commission, President Ursula von der Leyen proposed a plan to rearm Europe with 800 billion euros. So do you agree with this plan?
Not at all. I think any form of rearmament in Europe is going to lead to going to have drastic consequences, not only in Europe but also in the global south and across the world.
Okay, so for example, do you think this plan will have a negative impact on EU countries and people's lives, such as more debt, financial pressure, and less well-being?
Yeah, I think already we had a meeting this morning with a bunch of other organisations, and I saw that across Europe, the social welfare system is slowly being dismantled because apparently there's not enough money, but there somehow is enough money to spend on militarization and rearmament. So people's lives are going to get worse. So that
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to have a negative impact. We're already seeing it slowly across Europe, in Luxembourg, in Belgium, in Holland. The social welfare system is being dismantled, people's rights are being taken away, and yeah, it's just in the name of what, a war that we don't really have any interest in.
Okay, thank you. Hi, what's your name and where are you from?
Hello, I'm Jorik, I'm 19 years old, and I'm from Leipzig, Germany.
And why are you here all the way from Germany?
I'm here because in Germany as well as in the Netherlands and any other country in Europe essentially, we experienced large attacks on the working class and on the youth for spending on military, for spending on machines that are made for murder. We reject that. We are for peaceful world order. We are for socialist world order, and we think that against those war machines there needs to be a socialist revolution.
Okay, so for example, that European Commission Ursula von der Leyen proposed a plan to rearm Europe with 800 billion euros. You are not agree with this point?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Of course not, because not only does that mean a preparation for a big war with China and Russia, but also does that mean a giant attack on the working class, because who has to pay for all of this?
Exactly.
It's the working class, it's the youth. Like, they are directly financing this. In Germany you can see it perfectly. They are directly financing it with cuts in the health sector, with cuts in social security, with cuts in public transport. The only one who have to pay for this are the working class, and those who profit from this are the bourgeois.
So in the future it will have a negative impact. You believe in that? For an example, if she doesn't take the stand for the like social life, for the peoples, then how will you guys react, and how do you guys see the future after 5 years?
So can you repeat?
Yeah, sure. For an example, if she doesn't stand, with the people, with their desire, then what do you think? How the future will be look like if it's implemented? If the proposal gets like
the NATO.
Yeah, the NATO.
Yeah, we think like if there is no strong movement against this, then the future in 5 years will be really uncertain and certainly not in a good direction. Like we could be in a war, we could like be in a world like World War III, but also we could be like, for example, in the war of Ukraine, experienced some form of reactionary imperialist peace, which we wouldn't call a real peace, which is just a joint robbery of the imperialists on the country of Ukraine, for example. And we can see that in different parts of the world also, where like imperialists bomb people, for example, in Gaza, in Iran. And I think if there's no big movement against this, and this is what NATO will continue doing, this is something which will continue. And I think to kind of resist it, it is necessary to build solidarity internationally, to build our movement internationally, not only in Europe but worldwide. Like, we need to be closely interconnected, because what we need to realize is that we got far in common with the poor people of Bangladesh, of Gaza, of Iran, that we have with any of those who are discussing their war plans in The Hague this week.
People and to sell it as if they were creating peace through war.
So what are your thoughts about what America's doing and Israel's doing in Israel?
So I'm a U.S. citizen. I haven't lived there for some time, but I reject the U.S. foreign policy, especially the support for Israel in its genocide in Gaza and on the people of Iran. This needs to stop. I fully reject it. There needs to be an immediate ceasefire, an end to the violence, and justice for the victims in Palestine and in Israel. Excuse me, sorry, not in Israel, in Iran.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One more question. What do you think the future is for NATO? Are we going to go, continue with America, without America? What do you think NATO is going to do in the world stage?
Well, I think the European powers have caved in to Trump's demands and want to continue the alliance that they feel they need the US to continue to maintain their power and dominance over the world. For Europe, as much as the US, they are part of a system that exploits the rest of the planet and abuses international law for their own benefit while rejecting it when it comes against them. What I think the future should be is a complete disbanding of NATO. NATO should cease to exist entirely and should be replaced with a new system for mutual security for all people on the earth based on true international law, not international law for some while others ignore it.
Amazing, strong words, strong words.
Ik ben tegen oorlog en voor vrede en meer niet. Voor de rest heb ik geen mening, want daarvoor is het te gecompliceerd. Ja?
Thank you. For an example, if it's implemented, what will be the negative impact on human lives?
Human life?
Yeah.
It's right-wing political socialism and it leads to dictatorship and it was a dream. That was done.
Why do you think that it leads to the dictatorship? Because
it's old Spencer said the government at Flix, is right-wing political sociology is left from the old system, and if you implement it on the people, then the future is a variation of the old system too. And that is what they report.
Start. Your name, please?
My name is Floki.
Okay. So in March, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen proposed a plan to rearm Europe with 800 billion euros. So do you agree with this plan, and how will you take it when you heard for the first time?
I think it's really stupid. It's a lot of money that we could use for way better purposes to really take care of the people.
Okay. So do you think this plan will have a negative impact on EU countries and people's daily lives, such as more debt, financial pressure, and less well-being?
Yeah, I definitely think that will happen. The healthcare system and the educational system and public transport and everything is money is being taken from there to put it into war, and I think that's really bad.
For an example, she doesn't think about the people. Let's say an example, she implemented it. Then how will you react as a citizen, as you guys are protesting against it, but she doesn't care anything? Then how will you react to it?
Yeah, well, I will obviously refuse if they want me to go to war, and I educate my friends about it, that they are also against it, because I think if more and more people resist, eventually a chance may be possible.
And how do you relate it to this unstable situation between Israel, Palestine, and currently also very dividing situation going on with the Iran and Israel and the US? And how do you reconnect it with this?
Yeah,
with the NATO? Yeah.
It's all just, of course, our Western world that wants to. It all has to do with imperialism. We still think that we are the best and that our way of life is the only right one. So we really just keep escalating places, doing more war. Well, those people also just want to live. And more money to NATO will also mean more money for Israel for bombing Palestinians.
Thank you. Ja, start.
In maart stelde Ursula von der Leyen, voorzitter van de Europese Commissie, een plan voor om Europa opnieuw te herbewapenen met 800 miljard euro. Bent u het eens met dit plan? Denkt u dat dit plan een negatieve invloed zal hebben op de EU-landen en het dagelijks leven van mensen, zoals meer schulden, financieel druk en minder welzijn?
Ik denk dat we enorme schulden gaan aangaan voor deze nieuwe lening. En ik denk ook dat het geld veel beter kan besteed worden aan klimaatveranderingen of aan de lange wachtrijen in de gezondheidszorg.
Okay, it's okay.
No problem.
Ja.
Ja.
Nou?
Ik ben het absoluut niet eens met het plan van Ursula von der Leyen om 800 miljard extra te besteden aan de herbewapening van Europa. Die herbewapening is helemaal niet nodig. Sterker nog, het is heel erg schadelijk voor onze maatschappij. En we kunnen het geld sowieso op veel betere manieren gebruiken. We kunnen het gebruiken voor zorg of voor openbaar vervoer.
Thank you that this plan is negative involves that half of you landed in het dagelijks leven van mensen zoals met schulden, financieel druk en minder welzijn.
Ja, sowieso. Dit plan gaat echt ontzettend schadelijk zijn voor alle werkende mensen in heel Europa. Want dat geld moet ergens vandaan komen en uiteindelijk wordt dat betaald van onze belastingen. Dat wordt betaald van dingen waar nu onze voorzieningen van worden betaald. Dus iedereen gaat er op dit plan door achteruit, behalve de wapenfabrikanten.